Well, hello and welcome.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine.
I meant to tell you there is no live button on my side. It says when I come in, it says that the host will see you backstage and let you in.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah,
Okay. So, as people are coming through, I like to go ahead and ring the meditation singing bowl to clear our space and energy, and then we can get started.
sounds good.
Okay. Yay. So, tell us, what is this energy all about?
I just have this profound feeling of how thin the veil is between the here and there. Like the ethereal is so palatable with
I
all of
feel
this
it.
Neptunian energy. And I actually felt like I saw an apparition. Was it yesterday or today? Which, when I was younger, that happened to me a lot, but it hasn't happened to me in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to do like a double take. Like there was some, like a walk in or some partial vision of a person
Mm-hmm.
and dreams. I mean, the dreams have been wild.
I personally have not had the dreams, but I've noticed because I used to be able to see auras around people. But today I actually saw my own aura. Like I haven't been able to do that in a very long time. But I noticed that I was seeing it as I was talking because it was through like a camera situation.
Right.
And then as I was talking, I started to see like rainbow colors coming out. And I'm like, what is that? But I didn't say anything about it. I was just like seeing it for myself. So I
So,
definitely do think that we're starting to see a little bit more than what we would normally see through our 3D
right.
eyes.
So Pisces new moon was actually what, Wednesday the 18th. Yeah.
Hmm.
And it also, with the moon, was also Mars, Venus, and the North Node. I'm sorry, Mars, Mercury, and the North Node in Pisces. So Pisces is a mutable water sign ruled historically by Jupiter. And once Neptune was discovered, Neptune became the rulership. It rules the 12th house, which is the final sign of the zodiac. It's considered our closet. It's where we stuff things that we don't want to deal with. When you have transits of the 12th house, it's a very karmic kind of feeling. You can look to the 12th house for past life information, um, any kind of like hospitalization, confinement, institutions are all replicated there. Your feet are part of the body that Pisces rules, um, and the psychic faculty. So I've been feeling like with all of this energy and the new moon in Pisces, that really does enhance, and it's at an anaretic degree, 29 degrees. So anytime there is a placement at the final degree, it magnifies everything about that energy. So, uh, you know, just feeling more intuitive. Um, there's a whole slew of soup going on that, if I only had to say it in a few words, this is really about um, either a spiritual awakening of yourself or a re identification of yourself. It's certainly if you're looking to reinvent your image or reinvent your career or reinvent something in your life, this is definitely the supportive energy that gives you the trine to Jupiter, Um, Here next week, we're going to have this huge stellium in Aries, which is all about fire and getting things done and pioneering and, headstrong and uh, being bold. So, we kind of are in this transition between that very ethereal, dreamy, foggy energy of Pisces. And, within days, it's happening. It's already started happening, but it'll get even stronger. We are slam into Aries. So today is the spring equinox in the northern hemisphere. The sun has entered Aries. We already have, let's see, Neptune and Saturn and Venus and the moon in Aries now. And so, Aries is very impatient. So this is sort of this sputtery kind of energy where Pisces kind of likes you like, la 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 la, dreamland and fantasy and sort of foggy, can't really get your thoughts formed good, or, just lazier than usual. And then here you get hit with all that Aries stuff that just wants you to be like, 0 to 60 in a second.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a weird, like a sputtering kind of energy where, you're trying to get your engine going and still not quite out of this Piscean, uh, dreamy sort of feeling. And hi, Shubaka, good to see you again. And so a lot going on as we head in more into April. Um, Historic placements that we have never had in our lifetime. That, when you look back in history, when these things have happened historically, they have to do with rulers, heads of state, um, leadership of countries. Neptune is about oil and refineries. So, there's a lot of stuff going on about who wants the oil, who has the oil, and what is the price of oil. And,
Has prices of gas gone up for you?
it has, yeah.
Yeah, me too. Like,
So I was paying, when I go to one of those big box membership stores and use their account, it came to $3.54 a gallon yesterday, and everywhere else without those discounts, it was like $3.79 a gallon.
over here it's reached over $4. It was like 4.30 something.
Wow.
So that's outside of the discount stores. The discount
Right,
glass is probably $3 and some change.
right,
So it has gone up like a whole dollar and like
right.
more than a dollar, I think. Um, which is a lot. I'm not
It
complaining
is.
because I've seen worse, but it's it's whenever I see a shift like that, I definitely see that the economy is shifting also because of
Right.
more money that's being poured into that resource. So, yeah.
So it all is in cycles, right? And this is certainly when you talk about the final sign of the zodiac, Neptune, and then the beginning of, Aries in the zodiac world is the first of the year. The zodiac begins at Aries. And so that's like a whole new cycle. And I'm sorry, that's a whole new cycle. And today, Mercury stations direct. So, before we came online, we were both talking about some really jacked up things with mail and money and accounts and um, uh, computers and this whole AI business. So, with Mercury stationing today to go direct, um, things would move hopefully more smoothly as well as more quickly. And
Hmm.
I think as we get more into next week, when things are firmly into Aries, things will be moving very fast.
I hope so, because the
And
past couple of weeks have been really slow. It's like you want to do things, but like it's
you have
kind
to
of
kind
like
of push
delayed.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
So today is inter. Excuse me. Sorry. International Astrology Day. I'm so embarrassed. That is bad. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Um, I have no call for that. I slept plenty, and um, maybe it's the beginning of the pollen in the air is sleepy dust.
Yeah. Well,
I
I know
mean,
on the East Coast, you guys get a lot, especially if you have pine trees in your yard.
yes, I
Yeah,
live
it's yellow.
around woods and pines.
Hmm.
Um, I always think of the Wizard of Oz, where they're walking through the poppy field and they fall asleep. That's what this time of year reminds me of. And so, what I was saying is, International Astrology Day. Um, it has not been established a real long time, maybe 10 or 15 years. But, astrology historically has had such a mixture of negative connotations. Um, when you go back to, and I think of ancient times during what we're looking at with the Neptune Saturn conjunction, will be exact, sort of the third week in April. That goes back to like the 1500s, the last time that was in Aries. And so this energy reminds me of ancient history. It's making me think about it a lot. And back before Christianity, you know, tribes of people used the heavens to decide when to plant and when to move. And, you know, they watched the stars and the constellations and heavens to make decisions in their life. And then, as organized religion became established in Christianity, you had the uh, astronomers and astrology go into like a fork in the road. And astronomy was more Isaac Newton and law of gravity, and how planets have the gravitational pull rotating with the sun, and the effect on the earth. And astrologers became charlatans. They were soothsayers and gypsies, and somewhat of a negative connotation. um, a lot of very fundamental religious people try to say that the Bible condemns astrology. I have a whole workshop that has been done many times about the astrology in the Bible that poo poos that idea that it's evil or bad. And yeah, yeah, that's interesting. Tartaria documentaries. Yeah, a lot of the history that we've been taught, I think so much of the age we're living in is birthing the truth. I think we're on a precipice of the recognition that so much of what we thought we knew and was the truth and what was history was just a tale spun to manipulate society and people. And so, just like, the giants or Easter Island, I mean, these things didn't just exist. I mean, they were cultures and civilizations. And um, I think Edgar Casey had a prediction of the return of Atlantis. And the thing about Atlantis was people used their minds to move and communicate. So, all of the energize technology from Star Trek and those kinds of otherworldly fantasy type things, maybe not so much. And of course, to keep, the whole thing about astrology being poo-pooed by the kings and uh, popes and people in power was if if the lower classes knew astrology, which believes inherently of um, multiple lives, that your soul is reincarnated over and over and over, um, then a serf, that was a slave, for them to believe that they could come back and be a king, well, that just couldn't be had. But all the great leaders and kings, up into pretty recent times even, have always had their secret astrologer, right?
Mm.
And one of the, I guess, more famous tales was the Reagans. And Nancy Reagan had, I forget the astrologer's name, I should know it. She was pretty famous for a while. But so it was sort of wrapped in darkness and kept quiet and spun the story like you were the devil worshiper or you were a witch if you did astrology and all of this stuff. So, you know, the more things change, the more they stay the same. And I know in just my years of studying astrology, back in the 70s, I was called a witch plenty of times. And all I was doing was studying astrology and how the planets moved and how they affected a chart. And, the belief that your soul, with the help of spirit guides, puts together the chart that you want to come through to live this lifetime. And through that chart, you can see your strengths and weaknesses and patterns, but you still have free will. You still have free will to make those choices or not, or go that direction or not. So uh, that's another part of spiritual awakening, and maybe people um, recognizing that some of these metaphysical tools that have been sort of shadowed or in a dark corner somewhere, that the truth is that they're tools to help your subconscious mind communicate with your conscious mind, and it's not the big bad boogeyman spinning a spell on you or cursing your firstborn. But I'm sure there will always be people that just feel the way they feel, and that's just the way it is. I mean, I have a very fundamentalist Christian friend that I know who can recite the scripture, and she was raised in an orphanage and had a very hard life coming up, and that is what held her together. It was her Bible and her beliefs, and that is her deal. Well, we're friends. We talk about cooking and gardening and things like that, and the news, but we don't talk about religion and astrology. And when she starts wanting to cite scripture or whatever for one reason or other, I pleasantly excuse myself and have to be busy to go do something, because that makes me uncomfortable, because I don't believe every word. I mean, I think that humans put the Bible together, and there's truth in myths, and but there's just something even still mysterious about what it doesn't say, or the concept of, I forget how many hundreds of scriptures, hidden under the Vatican that were never included because they address this concept of
It didn't fit the narrative.
right, reincarnation and um, making souls feel possibilities of a better life.
Mhm.
And when you could keep people down and out, and that old adage about bad news sells, well, you make money, unfortunately. And so all of these elements of spiritual awakening and tools and your relationship with yourself and what truths you tell yourself, I think a big part of Aries and self identity is very rarely do we see ourselves the way other people see us. And I think under these next few weeks into May, April and May, that's going to be a big theme of recognizing that, to be more open minded about taking ownership for who you are, and not repeating maybe some negative inner child record or pattern that you've grown up with, and that you put some weight into, and it just doesn't serve us anymore. And so you know a lot of this kind of energy is about the truth and freedom, and that's on so many levels. It's in a mundane sense with our governments and politicians and communities, as well as our inner selves, being truthful and honest with ourselves. So I think the great example is if you ever try to declutter. um, the thing about, like, for me, it's clothes, right? Just decluttering clothes. And, having to face, like, does that fit your lifestyle now? I mean, maybe that was a memory, or maybe that was something you identified with at another time, but is it fit and for who you are now, or how you see your life going forward? We tend to hold on to a lot of past memories and thought patterns and project them forward. And this energy is about clearing the decks, clearing the surfaces, purging those patterns that aren't manifesting what you want. If it's a new career, a new
You know what's so
relationship.
funny? You said that.
What?
I bought a bunch of office clothes thinking I was going back into the office to work, and I never got to use any of it.
Right.
I have pumps. I have nice little like shoes to wear to work and slacks and stuff. Now they don't fit now. I mean, I've grown bigger since then, but
Well, one thing I've noticed, and I have consistently, always gone into an office, the whole corporate, um, people don't wear suits like they used to.
Mhm.
You know, I think COVID, with people working at home, really,
They've
you
become
know,
more relaxed in their
very
appearance.
much so. Yeah, it's very rare to see. And I come from a pretty conservative background of law firms and courts, and where you always saw people
Like
in
dressed up at least.
suits. And I love court TV. That's one of my favorite things, to watch all these crazy and bizarre um, uh, court cases. And interestingly enough, with all this Pisces energy that we've been under for a while, there's
Mhm.
been all these cases of poison, right? Like,
Has
wife
it?
poisons the husband. Yeah, one of them was with fentanyl. One of them's now with antifreeze. And Neptune is about poisons and narcotics and
Mhm.
pharmaceuticals. And so, if you start seeing more truth come out about pharmaceuticals, um, it's very interesting times, because it's almost like there's multiple realities, and you've got to, like, figure out which one do you want to connect to. Do you want
Mhm.
to be in the narrative of the mainstream media and hang on every word they say and believe everything they say? Do you want to be in some sort of detached matrix that, is the survivalist off the grid, or
Mhm.
some kind of concoction of the two mixed, like how you can have your freedom and your truth, but not be manipulated through fraud and fraud and
It's just like different things to worry about these days now that we have technology that is so advanced, like advancing and stuff. And so, um,
well,
yeah,
I think too, one of the things about Aries is it's Mars. So Mars is the warrior. This is about war. This is not a warm, fuzzy feeling like Neptune is, right? It's an aggressive, um,
it's kind of like, yeah, you're in this la-di-da phase, and then it's like bam in your face, like,
right,
all right, wake up, it's time to go.
right, smell the coffee. Well,
Yeah.
one of the wars just might be that people wake up to how um, the medical industry keeps people sick. That there isn't any real, genuine foundation of healing people at all. It's, feed them pills that make them tons of money and, sue the manufacturer later when those pills create horrendous side effects. And, that's that's a pretty big truth pill to swallow. And again, there's always going to be people that will never believe that government would hurt them, and you just have to allow them. And then there's people like me, like I'm suspicious of all of them. I don't believe anything I see on TV. I don't. I mean, I know there's a role for doctors in society, but the corporate end of it has really tainted it in such a way with the massive lawsuits and insurance premiums that sort of have this big wheel of economy and money going. And I just one of the other predictions in the medical field is um, the Tesla research or work that he did with your energy vibrations, and how using your own energy matrix chakra system, when calibrated and aligned, the body can heal itself. Well, geez, think of how many people and CEOs would be, losing money in stock and dividends if people didn't need the narcotics and the prescriptions that sort of hide, which Neptune is secrets and hidden things.
You know what?
Um,
I think that should be a choice, just like if you want insurance, right? Like if you want a medical insurance. Because even if you told someone, like, did you know that you could heal yourself? It's really in a matter of believing. So
it's
some people like will be, yeah, I'm all for it. Let me try, blah blah
right,
blah. But some people they'll be like, no, I'm gonna go see a doctor, because I don't trust myself. I need a professional opinion.
right,
And so I would say, like, just like how they legalized marijuana, right? Like they said that that thing was like bad, but look at it now. Like now, it's a choice. If you want to do it, you can. But now that it's free, like more free to take,
right,
people have access to it. Maybe it's just not for them anymore because they have that accessibility, and so they're just not using it as much.
right,
So I would say just give it to them. Like give
Well,
because
it's
not
like,
everyone is going to like heal themselves, even if they were given the answers,
yeah.
like.
Well, and there's all this stuff about Ozempic and the weight loss drugs and all the side effects from that. You're already seeing the class action suits against Ozempic, and it wasn't that long ago, all these Hollywood people losing tons of weight with Ozempic.
Well, they're the first ones to get their money back. Just
Yeah, I mean,
and then you'll
it's just
know like which ones have went through it.
it's like in your face, and the whole thing about the Neptune and delusion and self delusion is that you can be put in black and white, a set of facts without any variables, and you still don't want to believe whatever that thing is. But
Hmm.
the futuristic kind of medical technology for using your own electrical grid to move your energy and blockages to be more balanced, called med beds, and they are already out, and supposedly they will become more and more common, and it kind of looks like a MRI machine or something. Like, you lay in this tube, and it's I think a series of different types of light energy. And so I think there's a good part of the um, artificial intelligence that can be used for healing. But then there's a really jacked up part of artificial intelligence that's creating all these scams and confusion. We had a little seminar at work this week on a software that reads legal documents through artificial intelligence and basically spits out a summary. And the whole thing is that, well, this will save you time. You won't have to read all this stuff. You just let that software scan that document, and it will spit out everything you need to know. But the caveat is it's not all accurate. So you
Hmm.
still have to go through and read details. And so I don't know. Is that save time if you still have to go through it anyway? Does it really? I don't know. And it costs money. It's not a free thing.
Hmm.
So, our humanity and society finding that balance between the advanced technologies that we'll see through um, the Pluto in Aquarius transit, and Uranus is in the final degrees of Taurus. It will be coming into Aries. I believe it's the first part of June or so, and those are the symbolisms of uh, outer space and um, advanced technology, robotics.
So, are we going to see Star Wars this year?
Right. Or just like Starlink, right? So
Uh-huh.
I'm really fed up with my phone company and cell carrier. So I've been looking at Starlink, because I don't know, it seems like a different technology that gets you unbridled from this monster of a you know communication hub, right? And but I'm still a little skeptical that it's even secure. you know I don't know.
I don't know. My brother tried Starlink when he lived out further in the desert, and he said it was okay. The good thing about Starlink is like if you like to go to the boonies and stuff, you can actually take your satellite dish with
Right.
you, and then you can have internet out in the woods.
Right.
So those are the times where I say, well, if it's like doomsday prepping, then go for Starlink.
Right. Right.
But also, I just recently switched over to Verizon. And so with Verizon, I can take my router with me anywhere where I'm going, as long as I have it with me, and just plug it into like any kind of a socket, and or anywhere where I can get juice, to power it up, and then I will have my internet there. But the internet is not as good as what I had before. But the problem with the internet that I had before was that they were charging me data. Like, the old times when you used to
Right.
do your cell phones and you
Right.
do the overages. Like, I've never have been with with an internet company that sold data packets. I'm like,
Right.
I don't understand. So like I said, F that. I'm not doing that. I'll just suffer a little bit, and go for something a little bit less. And also this thing's mobile.
Right.
In case I need to like get up and go, I can take it wherever I go, and I don't have to call another company to hook up my internet service because I have it.
So I think it's fair to say that nobody likes their cell phone carrier, right? I mean,
No, well, so that was one of the issues that I had, is because I had two different cell phone carriers. One was Comcast, which is what I opened up in Washington, and I just recently decided to like combine everything under one carrier. And so they were still charging me money and stuff, and I'm like, "Excuse me, like, is this my final bill? Because you guys keep running it up." They're like, "Yes, this is the final one." I said, "Okay, that's fine, as long as it's the final one."
right.
They wouldn't let me go until they got everything that they could. So, yeah.
So I went through a conversion, I want to say 2 summers ago. I went from T-Mobile to Verizon because if I moved my mobile service to Verizon, who has my internet service at home, I could get a discount.
Mhm.
And T-Mobile had gone up like by leaps and bounds.
Mhm.
And so I'm in the Verizon store trying to do the switch over, and T-Mobile, I mean, there was this whole process to go through for them to release my contract and my phone number,
Yeah.
and it was like, that sort of confirmed, I'm glad I'm getting away from them. Well, now I've been with Verizon for 2 years, and I'm like, I don't know. There's just running out of options for who to go with if you want a smartphone, you know.
Well, I've been with Verizon for almost a decade, and I don't have a problem with Verizon service. I always get internet connection or mobile connection. I don't think that that's it. It's just, for me, it was the pricing, because I have more than myself. I have my two boys, and then also, we're doing the internet, um and then I have my business line. So I had a lot of different other bills like going
Right,
through. So it made sense to allocate everything. So I recently switched over. I finally got the internet from Verizon, and they said if I stuck with them for 2 months, they're going to throw in a TV and some free Netflix. I said,
right,
okay.
right,
I'll take that, because Netflix is, for the cheap tier is like 10-15 bucks.
right.
And then you get HBO Max too.
Wow,
So yeah, so you get like free entertainment and a free TV if you wanted the TV. They gave you an option if you want a TV or a tablet.
wow.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm working up towards. I'm on month one. I need another month to get my TV. So yeah, I don't like the internet. The internet could be better for me because of how much I use it. But if it was like any basic user, they could probably make do with that. But for me, it's not enough, but I'm just dealing with it. But I like how cheaper, like my internet bill was reduced 50%.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm happy. I'm happy for that, but I'm just not happy that sometimes I have to sit here and wait a few minutes to do a thing I used to do in like a minute.
Right.
So it's like, what do you do? Because time is like money sometimes, right? Like, are you
Right.
going to sacrifice time, or are
Right.
you going to pay a little bit extra to get the thing that you need to do? Like, is it worth the time? Yeah, I think it's
Right.
worth the time. But for right now, like, I like my reduced payments.
Right. Well, I tell you, we've got Pluto trine Uranus between 2025 and 2028. And this is all about, evolving in our life, in our lifestyles. And this has been happening. This is not new. We've been seeing a trend of people sort of, leaving the corporate world to go run a sanctuary or, um, you know, leaving something very um, generic to do, world travel. Um, so with Pluto in Aquarius, it's all about finding your individuality. So, as these years go on, it's 20 years of Pluto in Aquarius. That whole ideal of, you know, be who you are and not allow anybody's judgment to deter you from being who you are is, that's the banner. That is what it's all about, is not going with the herd. There's no longer a herd mentality. And
Mm-hmm.
so, that can create a lot of surprises and unexpected things. Um, some fun, some funny, some bizarre, just a whole menagerie of possibilities of how people uh, express that in themselves. So, the main thing that I felt strongly about looking at these configurations this week is to remember, Pluto is about the god of rebirth, and that when it's under aspects or whatever it's doing, it's destroying and tearing down things. And the promise of Pluto is no matter what it tears down, it will always rebuild back better. And it's that transition between you thinking you've lost something or something's been torn down and you feel it to your bones that this was just some, the tower card, just, oh, you know, your guts are coming out. But then the promise of Pluto is it always rebuilds back better that which it destroys. And that is the promise. And so, you know, um, through your life and different cycles, everybody goes through this where you'll go through a chapter, it has a beginning, it comes to an end, you start again. And, the thing about recognizing your resilience, that, you know, something that you felt like you would never have survived or get over. And the first thing that comes to my mind is the death of a parent, is that you do learn how to live like without that in your life, or with that change or whatever that thing is that, broke your heart or, or created disruption in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's very interesting, I think, how we patch together those voids in our life. Like when you've lost a job that you really loved, or had an economic setback, or an illness, or any kind of really devastating life change. Once you get out of it and can reflect back on it, it's like, damn, human beings are resilient, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And, and, the other message with that is to keep the faith. Whatever your faith is, just know what it is and be strong in it, because that is obviously what makes you get up in the morning and put your feet on the floor and keep putting one foot in front of the other, and start a new day. And whatever happened yesterday that really was crappy, or made you cry, or whatever it is that you're dealing with, the permanent thing is that nothing ever stays the same. So, that in and of itself is a celebration that, um, when you can start to kind of more lightheartedly look at a setback as an opportunity to show you how resilient you are, and to open up the opportunities of what you can rebuild back better.
Mm-hmm.
It really is a mindset and a perspective of how you look at whatever that perceived setback is.
That
And
takes a really strong mind, though,
it
because like
does.
when you're in the thick of it, you're still enabling that the weaker mindset of whatever that they're going through. So it's hard to like switch it on and off, to like pull up your britches, so to speak,
Yeah.
and just
And I think one of the saddest things is dependency on drugs or alcohol. So
mhm,
many people survive something with a dependency on some kind of hallucinogenic or alcohol, that numbs them. And
right.
the point of a spiritual awakening and a spiritual path is that you feel your pain, and you feel every emotion that comes up for you, and you navigate through it.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I don't want to sound like, Pollyanna, or, like, yeah, take another hit, you'll get over it, or whatever. But I am old enough to see that, you can survive some really horrendous things, and still be stable and okay and optimistic that, if something were to come, that you've got the fortitude to survive. And then, if it is something that takes you down to your knees, then you need to sit on your knees for a few. You know,
Mhm.
that's when I think it comes in handy to bond with nature, or um, your pets, or you know your art. Something creative within us um, that helps you navigate difficult emotions and events. So, it's kind of deep. This whole transition from a heavy Piscean kind of feel to, you know, loud, bold, fiery Aries is you know, sort of a shell shock.
Yeah, so how long do you anticipate for this energy? Because what is the thing
Well,
that we're
we're
having next after this
so
Pisces Aries energy? Because I think we're coming out of this dream state, and then now it's like wanting to like push things forward. Um, like where
so
is that going to lead to? Like in the next couple of weeks?
so the thing that is the most intense is the Saturn Neptune conjunction and it's we're pretty right on it now. I mean, it was exact the first couple of days of March, and we're still within today. We are still within 3 degrees of an exact conjunction, and so Saturn moves a little faster than Neptune, but that Saturn Neptune conjunction is historic. It's in Aries, and um, this is when heads roll. I mean, this is when structures are restructured. This is so you've got Mars and Saturn. Um, I'm thinking of it as Neptune Saturn is in Aries, brings the whole argumentative part to spiritual concepts, structures, government. So it's going to rattle foundations. And that's not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not being so dialed into the matrix that you can't see the forest for the trees, right? That, to me, the way to navigate this kind of historic conjunction is question everything. Question everything you see, you hear, whether it's, you know, work related or community news or global news. Um, you know, I'm trying to remember. I think it was with the when we went to supposed war with Iraq. There was a journalist investigator that showed where the bombing film clips that they were showing on the nightly news were actually several years old and from a whole different
Time.
time.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're seeing all this stuff spread on the TV about, a narrative, just question everything. You know, I don't know what the truth is, but it's certainly not what we're seeing, and there's something in between we're not seeing. So that's where your intuition comes in, and working on your own psychic muscle to, you know, perceive what you believe the truth to be and not allow an outside party tell you what the truth is. And also, research for yourself if there's something of interest to you. you know um, this might be kind of controversial, but my dad was a Pisces, and he was a very quiet man, never had a lot to say. So it was like when he did say something, I guess it stuck with me because he was pretty deep, he was pretty philosophical, and his whole thing about wars in the Middle East and the conflicts in the Middle East were centuries old.
Mm-hmm.
That, this idea that we're going to make everything better and everybody's going to get along and sing kumbaya might not be a realistic aspiration.
You know what? They're all. I mean, I know that. You've been here longer than I have, but there's always been wars in the Middle East. But I think that goes way, way back, anyway. So there's nothing different, from then and now. It's always been like that cycle. Um, you
And it
know.
and it gens up the propaganda here. right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And so the Aquarian age is about humanity. So people have already started to question why why is there $30 million going to a country that we cannot affect with that $30 million? In fact, we might even be financing illicit activity when you can go within a few blocks of any urban town in America and see a panhandler or someone in need.
Mhm.
The whole thing about Aquarius and humanity is your connection to your community. And I think that's already kind of started happening where people are starting to, you can be more effective in your own
Area.
area
Mhm.
than you can with some propaganda, media fed, politically driven, something we don't even know what the truth is about 8,000 miles away. And I don't mean to sound crass, like I don't care what's happening to people suffering, but I personally cannot affect that. I can affect taking a donation down to a food pantry or, you know,
Sometimes you don't even know if that's even, like, placed properly, like, um,
for
especially
me,
if it's, um, monetary donations.
well, and I refuse to donate to Goodwill anymore because of all that stuff that came out about how much money the CEO makes. And it's like 2% of what's donated goes to actual people in need. And,
Mhm.
but in my neighborhood, there is a really sad uh, old folks home. It started out as a house and they've kind of built a couple other buildings. It was privately owned for a long time and it houses indigent elderly people. And, you know, another lady and I, over the years, have commented on, we'll like take shoes or clothes or coats or something down there. And
Mhm.
you might see your coat on somebody walking down the street because, they need, I mean, that's right here. That's
Mhm.
the elderly who are homeless and sick. And, this facility takes in people that they don't have money. This is not a nursing home where you have a house and you've sold your assets and they're going to take care of you. This is like it was privately owned, running on state grants and um, donations from the community. And it's nothing fancy, and a lot of the people have mental issues.
Mhm.
One day I was riding down the road and I saw a person. I really wasn't even sure if it was a man or woman laying in the like gutter area of the road. Like, there's the road and then there's the curb, and they were laying right there. So I called 911 and I said, can someone send um, an ambulance? I don't know if the person's alive or dead.
Right.
And the type of people who live at this place, a lot of them are mentally ill and they would just go lay down in the street or lay down on a bench,
Mhm.
So that's the kind of thing you can affect is in your own neighborhood. If you see a need that is legitimate, because I've also seen panhandlers that are not legitimate,
Mhm.
but that's what the Aquarian age is about, is that you find your own humanity in your own area or wherever you travel, and, try to make someone's life better if you can. And there's a lot of different tentacles that come from that. So it's really, it's kind of a choppy, dicey thing to navigate, because a lot of these, like Feedmore, is a huge corporation. You know, they have millions of dollars of donations and pounds of food that go in. And I hope to God that they really get to the people that need it. But, you know, I don't know. So, trying to navigate what's a legitimate need and how you can express your own humanitarian efforts. Um, Everybody finds that on their own. And this kind of energy is about identifying that within yourself.
Mhm.
What
Well,
what
I
is
know that, like the programs, because my son, he works at some of those places. There's the food bank, and then also like the soup kitchen. So,
right,
like, there's like certain programs within the community that are legitimate, and those are probably the ones that you would want to do
right,
the donations to, or even help out with the volunteer work, just
right,
so that you know that it's going to a proper place. But in terms of monetary donations, I wouldn't I wouldn't do it, because like you're right. People who are in those positions that have like a 9 to 5 job, you know, they could probably do whatever. And I don't know. I've been handling books for another company, and the way that they're giving me the books is on an envelope, and in their handwritten written handwriting, they would itemize everything that the expenses were. And then in some, I saw that there was a deposit to like a bank account, and I asked, "What is this for?" She said, "Oh, that must be a deposit for a birthday." I'm like, "A deposit? Like, that looks like a payout to me. That doesn't look like a deposit going, unless that's your bank, you know?" Um, and then I asked the guy who I was in charge of doing the bookkeeping and stuff. I said, "Is this okay? Is this acceptable to you?" He says, "Oh, it's fine. I trust them." I said, "Okay. You said you trust them."
well, there's two things recently that have come up in my reality. One of my neighbors signed up years ago, and she still participates in Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Mhm.
She's a woman by herself, never had kids, and she is a big sister. And that's where
Mhm.
you help a young, the girl that she tries to see at least once or twice a month on a Saturday, like take her out for an outing, or just spend time with her. It's like 13 or 14 years old. They're usually from broken homes in the foster system. And I heard the nicest story about a big brother situation where a guy was trying to find the man who was his big brother like 20 years ago. And through local media, they were able to reunite those people. And the man who played Big Brother said he really didn't realize what effect he had had on that he was just trying to do something positive, as a volunteer. And the young man that was his big brother, when he was like 8 and 9 years old, and this big brother would come and take him to ball games or do things with him, like it really impacted him and the choices he made in his life. And he grew up to be very family orientated, and he just always wanted to find that they had lost touch, and they reunite. It's they're both grown adults, and so that was a nice story. And then the other one a friend of mine does, it's called Neighbor Force, and you get paid actually, and it kind of works like the Uber platform where you have a queue and there are opportunities for you to work and make the money, and you get to choose whether you want to do that task or not. And it's basically visiting shut-ins. These are all elderly people, or taking them to the doctor, or doing some light cleaning or some little bit of cooking for them. But it's gauged at the um, elderly community, and I'm not exactly sure. I don't think the elderly person pays anything at all. Neighbor Force, again, I think is run on grants. And I mean, she doesn't make a whole lot of money, but she herself is up in her 70s, but she's completely healthy and just trying to do something with her time and gets paid. If she goes and spends 3 or 4 hours with somebody, getting them to and from a doctor, whatever, they put a deposit in her checking, and it's things like that that these next few years will focus on, and what you can do for your community, for people that have really, you know, had unfortunate things happen to them. And everybody's going to express that differently, but there are a few opportunities that I've seen, like in my own neighborhood, to share with you guys. And that's as the global platform or the global stage, melts down and regenerates, and the economy melts down and regenerates. You've developed your niche in your community, and knowing your neighbors and what you see as a need, and if you can help. So that's really the theme of this kind of energy, and what you asked what we have to look forward to, and it's more of that kind of focus of, identifying within yourself your own um, your own humanity. What what you can share with people that um, need the gifts that you offer, even if it's just like, it can be the simplest things. I mean, for years before Miller died, every morning when I walked my dog, I took their newspaper from the street up to their doorstep. Well, for an elderly person, especially in bad weather, to not have to walk down that driveway to get a newspaper, that was nice. And
Did he tell you thank you? Did he know
for
that
a
that was
long time, they did not know who was doing that. I don't. I think he asked I think he said something to his neighbor about doing it. And he's like, I don't do it. So anyway, but my point is, it can be something really simple that really affects somebody's life, and that's on the smallest scale. That's what humanity is that you can affect somebody's life, their day, in a positive way. Now I'm going to get all cheesy. Getting all cheesy now.
no,
So I think of Pisces and the new moon. I think of artistry and creativity. And I just love Ciro Marchetti's artwork. So I pulled out this deck to use tonight. And
okay.
I forgot, you had your
Yeah, this one is numerology deck. Um,
numerology, right?
yeah, it's just the numbers in
So
color.
I had mentioned in my article at lionmountainhealing.com, there's something about power in numbers. Like, if you can align yourselves with like-minded people with similar goals, there's power in numbers. So that's funny that you picked the numerology cards. So
Yeah.
yes. All
Okay.
right. So Aries, Pisces, new moon, Mercury direct, spring equinox, on the verge of a big powerhouse Aries stellium. Aries should be rocking and rolling right about now. Got the two of coins. We're trying to make some decisions.
and I have synchronicity. Um, so this one right here is in the crown chakra. So Aries is more cerebral,
Yeah,
I guess.
it is
Um,
the face and head.
mhm. So, and they could be in some kind of alignment when it comes to work or spirituality. Maybe it's a decision that they need to make, like there's two paths or two um
Two
things.
jobs. This guy is on a tightrope.
You know what? I just saw a thing. This is off topic, but I saw a thing about Marilyn Monroe and then her signature walk. And so basically they said like the way that she had learned to walk was to walk on a tightrope.
Oh,
And that's how she would like swing her little hips and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, anyway, that's like random.
that's funny though. I've seen a lot about Marilyn Monroe lately. I wonder why that is.
I don't know. It just randomly popped up about her walk, and I'm like, okay.
There's a lot of duality in this card. There's two ladders, two coins.
Well, maybe two choices that Aries can take. So, is it the spiritual path or the financial or work path? So, I guess we're looking at their choices.
You know, the North Node is part of this mix with the Pisces stellium, and that is fated uh, destiny and encounter. So maybe it's also synchronicity makes me think about meeting the right person at the right time to accomplish some kind of goal or
I mean, it could also be about love too, but I have a feeling this is more spiritual. Like this is more like universe's way of
right.
like pushing something towards Aries that they're supposed to encounter or experience. So I have a good feeling for that one. So that's actually
I do
good.
too.
Hmm.
I think there's a lot of opportunity for them.
Yeah. So next we have Taurus. Huh.
I have the Eight of Cups for Taurus.
I got two cards that popped up. One is surrender and pride.
Interesting.
I know, right? Both of them, look, is that 19 and 91? It's like a
Yeah.
mirroring of numbers and also like the colors too. It's like
Yeah.
opposites here.
A 10.
Mm-hmm. So
Something.
maybe they're walking away, like they're giving up their pride.
This makes me think of walking away from something that was not fulfilling into the light of something that's more spiritually aligned,
Yeah,
surrender.
because with these two colors here, we have like the root chakra and also the crown chakra. And so I feel like overall they're just walking away to something, like you said, that is more fulfilling. And they had to overcome their pride. Like it was hard to walk away.
Right.
Um, but they're going towards something that is more solid, more grounded. Um, there's like this fight between something that is more secure and then something that's in their head.
I
So
like it.
it's been a tough decision, but like you said, like sometimes you don't know what the future holds, but you just have to like go with the flow.
Trust and like,
Like
you
like nothing lasts forever, right? Like the whole like thing of Pluto coming back, that
right.
whatever must come down, like something new will be rebuilt.
Right.
again. So I think that's,
New, better.
yeah, better. Something better that is coming through for you, Taurus, but it'll be okay. We
I
all go
like
through
that.
that.
I like that whole thing. Yeah, I think it's very positive
Mm-hmm.
because Taurus is stubborn, so it's hard for them to let go of things or make a change.
Yeah.
Unlike Gemini.
Yeah, oh, yeah, Gemini. Oh, well, look at this. I have surrender and compassion. So this is hard for Gemini too.
I have the King of Swords.
Oh yeah, that's them.
Interesting.
So again, we have the surrender card. Like in their environment, in their head, they're just giving up, right? Because why? Maybe that they're opening. There's a softening of um, their mind. Because maybe it's like with Gemini, it's hard to control their mind because they're always thinking what they want to think and things like that. But this one is more positive, I feel.
Well, and Mercury rules them, so the sword is a lot of mental energy and the direct motion of Mercury today. Maybe they'll get things done and
Yeah, because they're very much in their head, but like in their environment, um, they're accepting. I feel like it's more of an acceptance of what is. So they're
right.
gonna let it go. They're gonna, just for the sake of whatever.
And Mercury is the winged messenger, and this king has wings on his helmet.
Mm-hmm. So maybe there's like some conversations that you're having, Gemini, with someone, and you're being more compassionate towards them. You're not trying to control or do anything. Um, yeah,
Trying,
it's kind of like hearing the other person's side of the story and then just being acceptance of it.
right.
Wow, that's like some, some deep shit.
It is, yeah. And Pisces is deep. Very
Yeah,
deep.
I'm like, what the hell? But it's good deep.
Oh, Cancer. Queen of Cups.
Oh, okay. I have health. Like drink to good health.
Maybe spend some time waterside somewhere or in a
Hmm.
nice hot shower. Cancer.
Yeah, maybe Cancer is thinking about their health. So maybe, like I keep thinking like taking more wine.
Yeah, she's drinking wine.
Yeah. Um, but it doesn't have to be. It can be water. Like here in where I live, water is like essential because the temperature is like over 100. So um it would be ideal to drink more water than normal. But there's something here about the spiritual journey to health, like being more healthy, perhaps, like maybe drinking better choices or eating better foods could be a thing.
And finding nourishment near some sort of water element.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't be near the water, then, a relaxing bath or soak your feet or take a shower.
Yeah, that sounds good. It feels like more self-care,
It's a
thinking
pretty
about
hard.
taking myself. So, oh, yeah, that's good.
All right, Leo. So Cancer is all about self-care and
My brother had crabs yesterday. It was
wow,
flown in from Maryland live.
nice.
Yeah.
So
I
he
said, well,
steamed them.
yeah, they steamed some of it and the other half they marinated in soy sauce. So yeah, it's like a delicacy. They eat it raw. But yeah, that's not my thing. But yeah, anyway. So I have this for Leo. It's timeout.
Time out. And I have the Four of Wands.
Maybe timeout at the house. Or maybe a timeout from celebrations, right?
So I'm a Leo, and I will tell you that recently I looked at the calendar to see how many free Saturdays I have to get a home project done.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, my last two Saturdays, I've maintained that discipline. I'm working on it. And
Mm-hmm.
it's hard because I just soon go be distracted somewhere or just not be as industrious. But I really want to get this particular storage area purged.
Mm.
And so I've been working every weekend, taking stuff to thrift stores and consignment stores and throwing away. And
You must have a lot of stuff in your house.
well, I live in a house where parents were married 50 years with four kids and two grandkids, and this was the stopover place for anybody's life transition. So
Okay.
at one point, this has been years ago, at one point I had five drip coffee makers
No
because
way.
everybody, whenever we'd move, when I'd move, any of my brothers, my my nephews, anybody would move, they'd bring to my mother's house boxes for storage. And of course, I haven't felt like dealing with it. I've I've done a lot a long time ago, and then I've taken a long break, and now I'm getting back to it.
Okay, now it's back.
Yeah. So
So,
yeah, time out from entertaining things and doing structured things.
more household stuff.
Yes, domestic discipline.
There's nothing wrong with that. I have my whole balcony I need to clear out. There's, like when you hoard papers and stuff for 10 years and it's time to let go, that's what I need to do. But there's probably a few like documents in there, it's like a needle in a haystack. Where you're like, okay, well maybe don't just chuck it all away. Like I really
Right.
have to go through this and make
I've
sure
had
like
some of that too. Yeah. That too. Yeah.
yeah, it's like it's not I wish it was that easy, but I just had a feeling that there must be something in there. That's why I've kept it this whole time. Or I didn't have time to organize everything at that time. So the important thing is still in that pile somewhere, you know. At least that's how it goes for me.
I understand. I understand.
Okay, so Virgo's putting in some effort.
This is four of coins. Four of coins.
Okay. Well,
And that's a
I feel
four.
like this is
Four.
yeah, so that's like, 4 coins is like holding on to what you got, like not like kind of like penny pinching in my opinion. So they're doing everything that they can in their power. Like I feel like this is through work and creativity to make it happen.
And this guy's
Especially if it's
on
for
a ship.
travel. Yeah, he's on a boat, so maybe he's saving up for a holiday.
Can't quite tell what those are.
Those look like pentacles. They're just on the side.
Right there.
Those are the 3 of pentacles and he's holding one.
Four. Okay. Four. Okay.
Yeah.
World traveler.
And
World traveler.
He's just holding up the pentacle like it's like this. Like, is that a way to hold a pentacle? Like,
It's a very special pentacle.
Special pentacle.
I mean, it's on his heart, but look at how he's holding it. That's like a very hard position to do like that if you do it for real. But he's going on that boat ride. Maybe it's a cruise.
Mm.
Putting in the effort to save up for that cruise. But regardless, I think it's work related. That's what it feels like. The Virgo's a workaholic.
The coins.
The coins.
Yeah. So next we have Libra. Libra is in abundance.
Oh, I got the tower.
I got the tower.
Oh, that is not good. Or maybe it is a good thing. Like
Yeah.
they're kind of like shocked that there's a windfall towards them. Yeah.
Getting unstuck.
Getting unstuck.
Mm-hmm. The 8-8, I don't know why, but it makes me feel like the lottery of some sort. Like,
Adds to 16, which breaks down to a 7, which is heavenly gifts.
Heavenly gifts.
Mm-hmm. Whatever this is, I mean, it feels really good. It's like it comes out of nowhere. And
Unexpected.
there's a lot of love. Yeah, there's a lot of love here too with this pink energy. And actually the center Merkaba looks red. Oh no, I'm starting to lose my eyesight. Well, maybe it's a dark pink. I don't know. I can't tell anymore.
What is it, pink?
What is pink?
Is it pink? Okay.
I know, Shabaka. I don't know why it's repeating. Something shifted.
Something shifted.
Oh, glitch. The little glitch. Can you hear me fine?
Well, you're out of sync.
Me, I'm out of sync.
Yeah, when that happens, it's like you get out of sync and there's an echo from me coming from there. It's weird.
Do you hear echo now?
Yes.
You do? Okay, so I will leave and I will come back. How's that?
All right. We'll do Scorpio.
Okay.
I don't know what causes that, Chewbacca. It's the weirdest thing. It'll just out of nowhere. And it's very distracting. I don't want to say much when it does that. All right, let's see.
2, 6. Oh, okay.
Okay, I think it worked.
Okay, good. All right, we're on to Scorpio.
I think about 2 shows ago, the whole show was me echoing it. And it was like, I tried to listen back to it. I couldn't. It's too distracting, too weird.
It's fixed. Okay, good. Oh, well, look at this. Physical activity.
Oh. Ooh, and the devil.
Okay, that's not
Scorpio's up to their shenanigans again.
Yeah. This is the typical Scorpio baddie side.
Look at that. Ooh, we got some deep, dark secrets.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that is a mean-looking devil there.
Yeah, that's got a bunch of trinkets in his hand.
Yeah.
But they got some bondage action going on down there too. Looks like she's like tied up on the neck.
Yeah, they're connected by the neck.
Oh, he is also?
Yeah.
Does he have a loincloth on there, or is that
I don't think so.
or is it just out there?
I think he's full Monty. Did you ever see that movie?
You know what? I
Best
might
movie.
have, but it's been so long since I've
Best
seen it.
movie.
Is it?
Best movie.
Well, you know what? Maybe that's the thing I should look for this weekend, just
The
to kind of
full
take the
Monty.
edge off.
That was a great movie. And they did a live production of it here. And I actually ended up through a dance class meeting an actor who was in it. And so at
Hmm.
the end, the full Monty is they're buck naked, right? And so I got to talking to him. I said, were y'all really, because the lights dim, right? So the way they play the lights and strip off their G strings, you really can't see anything. But I said to him, I said, did y'all really do the full Monty? He goes, we really did the full Monty. It
No.
was a little like playhouse theater. It was not like a big production theater. It was a small theater. That is the best movie. I swear to God. You just cannot help it. I like the part one of the guys has a real body image problem with his weight. He
Uh-huh.
just feels like a fat lub. And he's sitting in his shed, wrapping his stomach in saran wrap, eating a candy bar.
Oh my God. So he can't help himself.
Yeah,
Oh.
just to see these men and the way they feel about their bodies, because women are always, hypercritical about their bodies and stuff. And here were men, like worried about their skin and weight. And,
Well, I can tell you, my son, he has a friend online, and he just sent him a picture of him eating 12 eggs. And then my son was like, "I don't know how to take that. Was I supposed to congratulate him on eating 12 eggs? Like, what was the purpose of him sending him that photo? Like, is he malnourished or something and he wanted to show out like he can eat 12 eggs?"
yeah,
But
how are the eggs prepared? That's what I'm curious about.
I don't know, but my son tells me that he's a farmer. Like, he's a farm boy, and I guess that's him. I don't know. I guess farmers, their lifestyle's different, and that's how they share their life, is that they can eat 12 eggs. I don't know.
Well, raw eggs, I could see him sort of boasting about.
I don't think it was raw. I think it must have been hard boiled or something.
Shubaka, remind me, which one was Carlisle? I can't think of their names right now.
Carlisle is beyond hilarious. I guess these eggs were cheaper, but the dozen. Yeah.
Now, egg,
Carlisle isn't, or is she talking about Carl?
I think she's
The,
she's talking
the
about
small
the,
guy with the
the
beard is.
the full Monty guy, the small
Oh,
guy.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he was in the band that played the trumpet, and like his bandmates, when they discovered he was practicing the striptease, they started playing the striptease song at practice one day. He's sitting there blushing. Great movie. Great movie. Great movie. I
Uh,
have it on DVD.
oh, gee.
Oh. Was he the dad trying to raise money for his kid, to keep custody of his kid? I mean, there was a whole storyline through it. It wasn't just these guys getting ready to strip.
Hmm. I don't know. I have to look for it again. It really depends on like how I'm gonna use my evening. Cause tomorrow,
Well, if you need a good laugh,
I need something. I need to take the edge off because it's been hard.
yeah, great movie. The more I think about it, that's just great.
Mhm. Mhm.
All right, I have got the Ace of Wands, and it's a big old dragon.
Okay. So yeah, this fire energy, this creativity, Sag got it going on, I guess. And I see you're in number 3, so like maybe Sag is working with something creative and very passionate. Could be sexual.
You know, you always see the centaur as the archer as Sag. The dragon kind of gives me that feeling of sort of a flying horse, or you know,
Mm.
they're all about their freedom and travel, finding the truth.
Mhm. Mhm. I mean, it feels really good. I mean, if they're given that extra boost to do like things, I think it's really good.
Yeah, let it go, let it go. I love that movie. Oh, great movie. I had to watch it a few times because they have this English diction that,
Oh, so it's a little bit
yeah,
hard to
yeah,
understand.
London or somewhere,
Mhm. Like a British accent or but you
yeah,
know what? The Irish accent is actually harder to
yeah,
understand because I think Irish people speak weirder than the British because
yeah.
I don't know, this accent.
I have to really like pay attention listening to it. Remember the tryouts, when guys were showing up to try out to be in the club or whatever.
Mhm.
It's so funny. That old guy, and he had like the most rhythm. They were shocked that he was so old that he could really move. Cute, cute movie. I think that's what I'm going to do when I get off of here.
Okay.
Make some popcorn. My
Oh,
dogs
that
love
sounds good,
popcorn.
popcorn.
I can't fix it that they're not like right up in my face
Mm.
wanting some. Oh, Capricorn, I have the Empress. What a
Okay.
beautiful
Oh,
card.
well, I hope this isn't about being pregnant.
Oh, or maybe it is a few that want to be pregnant.
Well, yeah.
Look, you've got the Fox and
Mhm.
Phoenix, and
Mhm.
what else is in this card? We've got
Well, Empress is also about birthing something new too.
horses, the deer. I had 9 deer last weekend cross the road and just hang out in the dead end street up here.
Yeah, I think you told me that one time that there was like a lot of
I
them.
had 5. This was 9 of them.
Oh,
I
okay.
have never seen that many at one time. And they were all different sizes, big ones and little ones and mid-sized ones.
Oh, you didn't record it?
I was just enjoying it. It was early in the morning and I was just out with my dogs, and
Mhm.
I just
Mhm.
stayed real quiet and wanted to watch them.
Well, 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 it looks like you have the Garden of Eden over
I
there.
know, I know. I like this card a lot.
It's just there's so much going on. So the communication, I can tell, like with the birds, maybe it's like communication with different people or situations. It could be about something new. I mean, overall, it has a good vibe to it.
Yeah, the 3 of balance.
Mm-hmm.
She's like part of the tree, which gives a really strong foundation.
Yeah, she's like rooted. She's wise. So, I mean, I really feel like if there was a message given to Capricorn through people, places, situations, I would say take that in, because you're meant to receive that. But
There's
also,
something too about nurturing and motherly because all of these animals have like an adult and a baby.
oh, is it?
Yeah, see the fox and then the two little fox, and then there's a big horse and a little horse.
Oh, okay, I can see it now.
And there's all kinds of birds in the tree.
So maybe communication between parent and child, you know.
Yeah, I think birds represent communication, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's a hummingbird, but there's a red one. I think it's a red bird up there. What is that?
I was trying to,
Uh, it looks like an oriole.
yeah,
Huh?
and is that
Oh, that's a morning. Looks like a morning bird.
there's a blue jay.
Uh-huh. And there's another one in there too, but I can't tell what kind that is. And a yellow,
Like a sparrow, maybe.
maybe. Oh, that's really interesting.
Really pretty card. I like it. It's
Mm-hmm.
spring. You're right, Shabaka. It's the spring equinox. The birds are coming out.
Birds and bees.
Birds and the bees. You're the
Well,
bee's knees.
yeah.
The love fever month starting tomorrow. Love fever. I
Love
don't
fever.
even remember what the love fever is. I do know that recently I was thinking about how good it feels to not have that feeling about anybody. It's a good feeling.
Well, there's a season, and spring can change that. Oh, look, we have intuition.
Okay, I have the Five of Swords.
Mm.
He looks pretty serious.
Yeah, I think that like maybe Aquarius needs to use their intuition when it comes to what he said, she said situations, or maybe messages being said. Could be a disagreement about a situation.
He's got an interesting expression on his face. Intuition. There's a guy on his knees.
Yeah, is someone telling the truth? Someone's apologizing? Are they bullshitting you?
He
Like
looks very
for
assertive, like he's taking control of the situation.
mm-hmm. I'm getting like, tell me the truth. Like,
Right.
but they're using their intuition to see if it's fake, or because we're still coming out of that Neptunian and Piscean
Right.
energy, and so they're just trying to discern, I think, the truth.
It
Because
looks
isn't
powerful.
uh, about information, or am I getting that mixed up with someone else?
What was the first part of your question?
The Aquarius, like,
So
are
it's the information highway. It is electrical, the synapses in your brain.
they? Yeah, I just think that they have to use their mental ability to figure out.
Highly intelligent.
Mm-hmm. I would say trust your intuition on this one, Aquarius. So,
Oh, Shabak is getting philosophical on us. When you've never been in a relationship, alone is all you know. Love fever, especially after the last 6 years, can kill you. Ah, yeah, you were making me think of cat scratch fever. My neighbor had a mean cat and twice put her in the hospital from biting her because little
oh,
babies get really infected from a cat bite. That's why they call it cat scratch fever.
I didn't even know that.
It's a true thing, yeah. It's
Uh,
also like a Ted Nugent rock and roll song, I think. But
yeah, I remember that part, but I didn't know that the meaning behind it.
yeah, something about their teeth are like razors and can hold a lot of bacteria.
Oh,
And
okay.
this cat of hers was big too. His name was Buddha, and he was like a 30-pound cat. And when I would watch them when they would go away, she'd always tell me, just stay away from Buddha.
Just stay away from him because, it'll put you in a.
She was his mother and bit her twice, 2 different times. I think after the first time, I'd have to rehome him.
Oh, if it happened once, it'll never happen again. Uh,
She had at one time 5 cats.
oh, that's too much for me. I can't handle
Yeah.
5 cats.
Look, there was a lady across the road from me that one time had 21 feral cats in her yard.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they were everywhere.
No.
Yeah,
Because to me, that's more of a sanitation problem at that point, Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I don't have to elaborate.
she was an eccentric lady for sure.
Hmm. At least she had a cat haven.
She did.
Yeah.
We always had dogs, and they wouldn't come over in our yard. Let's see. I've got the sun for Pisces. That's nice.
Oh, okay.
And
So
health.
maybe going out in
Nice.
the sun for some sunshine.
Some vitamin D.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the vitamin shop today after work.
Oh, did you?
I did. I got some B, B complex
Mm-hmm.
and berberine. Berberine.
What is that?
It is a combination. It helps level your blood sugar, your metabolism, and heart health, I believe. Berberine.
Oh, okay. That sounds good.
It's supposed to help with metabolism, which is what I was drawn to about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess Pisces is in good health. Like everything is good. Like you check out Pisces, and it's their moon.
Right.
So.
I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, 6 when I lived in the woods. I don't know what that means. Shabaka. 6 when I lived in the woods.
Vitamin D goes with spring. uh,
You are a wealth of information, Shabaka. Where have you been?
in the woods.
In the woods? 6 cats. Okay. Okay.
Oh, wow, that's a lot. You
I
had
guess they were
cats.
feral cats, I would think.
That's a lot of cats, girl. Maybe 2 is the most that I can handle. I don't know if I can have more than 2, especially if they're not fixed
In a hole.
in a hole. Oh,
There's
okay.
been a whole feral cat community in this area.
Just like the groundhogs,
Oh,
there's a cat
I swan.
community.
Oh, house cats. Um, I really hope the groundhog population is diminished this coming year. It was off the chain just last year.
So you think it's going to grow bigger or you think it's going to dissipate because you had a cold winter? You think they
Right,
survived?
right.
Because it was freezing, like,
For like 2 weeks straight, it was in the teens.
yeah. So, like, could they survive down there like that? Or, like,
I've heard they hibernate, in their burrows. I did see a bunny rabbit yesterday.
okay. Well, that's different. Yeah.
So they're out and about during the cold. So the old tunnels of a groundhog provide burrows for bunnies and fox. And I've seen fox around and bunnies now.
Do fox prey on groundhogs?
Well, I tell you, that one daddy groundhog, he would have given that fox a run for his money because they were both about the same weight as the daddy groundhog boy. That was a I wished I had gotten a picture of him. He was huge. I told you about the time he came running across the yard at me. I thought he was
No.
coming to me, but he wasn't. He whooshed right by me. Like I felt his hair on my shins.
No.
I was between him, maybe it was the mama. I don't know. I was between him and where there were babies.
Oh my
I
God.
think whether it was the mama or the daddy, was rushing home to the babies. The babies were just little things, and they would get out on the ramp to my shed on their back in the sun. I'd come home, there'd be like three little babies just
Yeah,
laying in the sun.
sunbathing and stuff.
Yes. We have a rabbit in my dad's backyard. It comes around every day and it pisses the dog off. And yes, foxes hunt them, usually unsuccessfully.
Is that why fox are skinny and stuff? Because they can't hunt?
I guess they get rodents like mice, maybe, or
Like little ones, not the little bit bigger size than that.
I had a bluebird go to my bluebird house recently.
Bluebird house. What do you mean by that?
There's a bluebird house specific to bluebirds. It has to do with the size of the opening.
Oh, okay. So they're laying eggs, you think?
Well, I've seen a male and a female checking it out,
Okay.
fully furnished. I put some mealworms out for them.
Oh.
Right, let's see, what do we have next coming up? It's a full moon in Libra, April Fool's Day, April 1st.
Oh, wow.
A Libra full moon on April Fool's Day.
And what day does that fall under?
April 1st is a Wednesday.
Hmm.
We've never done a Wednesday before.
Yeah. Do you want to do it on a Wednesday or you want to do it on a Friday?
It's Friday the 3rd is Good Friday.
Oh, it's around Easter time.
I know. Easter is April 5th.
Yeah.
I prefer Friday just because I'm not bothered by staying up later, and it suits
Like
the
it's the
time change a
weekend.
little better, I think, for you.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
going to be a very ridiculous hump day. I saw a fox's house in woods, hunt birds, cats, stoats, and fish. But you're not still living in the woods, I don't think, are you,
She
Siobhan?
moved back to her daddy's house, and I think he lives back in the woods.
Okay.
Yeah. I think she moved away from the city.
It's so good to see you here. We've often inquired about, wonder how you are and if you're okay.
She said nope or no or what different city?
So we're going to try Friday, April 3rd.
Mm-hmm. Left 3 years ago and dad lives in the suburbs. Oh, okay. Got it. So you went back to the woods and your daddy still lives kind of out of the city. Mm.
So I have some exciting things coming up. Monday night, I'm going to a club to see the Fabulous Thunderbirds, which is
Mm.
one of my favorite all-time bands. And then
Mm-hmm.
the following week, on a Thursday night, I'm going to see, I don't know if you know Robert Cray. He's an old blues guitar guy.
No, I don't know, but yeah, that sounds amazing.
And then the following Friday night, I'm going to see a band that does Earth, Wind, and Fire. And then what else? I've got all these. Oh, and then on into, no, that's, well, it's at the end of April. I'm going to a pretty big theater downtown to see Killer Queen, which is supposed to be a really good Queen tribute. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're
Right.
you're keeping busy
So
and
I have a bunch of music stuff coming up for March and April, and even in June, I bought a ticket to see some guy that emulates Elton John.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So Robert Cray is, I can't believe he's 72. You'd never know it. He had
Mm,
some big hits like, I don't know, late 80s. He did
mm-hmm.
the song Smoking Gun and Right Next Door. He he toured with Bonnie Raitt quite a bit. And so I know the guy who owns this theater. It's an old historic theater, and they get bands in there. And so a mutual friend of ours has a 13-year-old son who's big guitar player. He's quite good to be 13 years old. And he gets behind stage a lot when there's certain artists that come, they let him go behind stage and meet them.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Cray does not allow non
Band
his
members.
company, yeah, behind stage.
So is that a good thing or a bad thing or?
He doesn't socialize with anybody. So like where the young boy gets to meet usually these musicians,
Uh-huh.
Robert Cray doesn't like meet and greet anybody.
Okay.
He just like they said he just like he's very very professional. He gets in, he does
The
the
thing
show
and
and
leaves.
leaves. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Well, well, I hope his
Really
music.
enjoyed him. I saw him about a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean I hadn't seen or heard anything of him in many many years. I didn't even know he was still around. But I mean, he stood there for 2 hours, one song after the other, and sounded just like he always did.
Mm.
And um, you remember a few, was it back in February? I went to see Boss Skaggs, and
Yeah, I remember.
he's
You t-
another one that's up in age. He stood there for 2 solid hours, one song after the other, sounded just like he always had. It was amazing.
mm. Well, I think that, whatever age that you're at, even the later ones, as long as you're active and, you know.
It has something to do with your um, your belief about aging. Like
Mhm.
if you think you're going to be arthritic and can't do anything, you'll be arthritic and can't do anything.
Mhm.
Like I saw a lady today, and I kind of cut through a different area than I normally do to get to the vitamin shop.
Mhm.
And I saw a lady. I mean, she was older than me. I'd say she was in her 70s, and she was hauling wheelbarrows of mulch. She had a big old pile of mulch. She was putting it in the wheelbarrow. Man, the last time I did that, it's been a couple of years when I did it myself. Oh, that's some hard work. But I saw her and I was like, well, if she can do it, I can do it. Because I've
That's
been,
what I say about my parents, because they go hiking, and we're all climbing the same mountain,
oh,
and
that's so
I'm like,
neat.
yeah, and then I'm out of breath, and they're just keeping up the pace, and I'm like, what in the world am I out of? Because I was working out at the time, and they were doing it better than I could. So I think it's like a different type of stamina. I don't know.
It's definitely something in the mind over the matter. So yesterday, my office, every quarter, they budget for an outing. So the
Mhm.
department goes on an outing, and the whole department altogether is probably close to 40 people. So yesterday, the outing was, and they pay you for it. They pay you to go and play. It's really kind of cool.
Mhm.
Was at this place, bowling alley,
Oh, okay.
and it was more of a like it was like this two-story venue. It had a stage for bands. It had pool tables. It had um, two levels of bowling alleys. So I had never been there. I'd heard about it, but I'd never been there. So I didn't really want to go, but I went,
Mhm.
and I was really glad I went. I broke the ice on the pool table, and it got me around talking to some of the people that I don't talk to a lot or get to know.
Mhm.
And what made me think of that?
You're going on the outing with your colleagues and
Yeah,
stuff.
it was like just a oh oh. So I'm trying to make this pool shot, right?
Mhm.
My shoulder. I've been sleeping on it wrong or something. And I started to pull the pool stick back, and I'm like, arr, arr. Oh, I was like, oh no, 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 no.
Uh,
Yeah, this place is
um,
pretty big. I mean, it was pretty big. They had like catered food and stuff. They
mhm.
gave you free drinks. I
Well,
mean,
that's nice
I
because,
thought it was like really nice. I mean, they paid you for 3 hours for the afternoon, and you didn't
mhm.
have to go, but most everybody went. There were a couple of people that didn't go, but so today when I went in, there's this character who's always trying to start stuff. He likes to start gossip, and he was saying to me, he's like, "Didn't I see you win $20 from Greg winning pool?" It's like, no, Randy, there was no cash betting on the pool table, And throughout the day, he'd say, yeah, she won $20 off of Greg at the pool table. I was like, he just likes to start stuff.
Gossip or
And I
just like
tell you,
talk.
I told somebody his brain is scary. He is one of the most intelligent people I've ever met in my life. He is really, his mind is sharp. It's almost scary. I'd hate to be in his mind.
So in a manipulative type of way, or just
No,
like
he's
being
just really
very.
smart about his job. He's an engineer, and
Mhm.
you know, he just he just knows his stuff really well. He gave an online seminar recently, and I was just like, I had no idea how intelligent he was because he's always sort of cracking up, trying to start trouble.
Mhm.
It's like, God, there's a really, you know, there's a lot of depth to that person. He's not just a joker.
Mhm.
That's something else about Pisces, is that illusion or, like not seeing things clearly. So obviously, I was not seeing him clearly. And, it was a nice surprise. I was glad to know he was as intelligent as he is because he has a pretty big position there. He's an equity partner, which means he owns stock in the company and has a pretty good position. And I was wondering, like, what does he do? And then after I saw this seminar, I was like, oh God, he really doesn't know what he's talking about. He's
Yeah.
funny because he talks about, I guess, I know he's in his 50s. He he divorced his wife, but now they're dating and talking about getting back together. He's got a daughter, but they live apart. And every once in a while, like where I am, I can overhear him talking to these guys that do a lot of work for him. And he's always talking about a girlfriend or this or that. One time he made a comment, yeah, none of them last very long with me. I mean, he would be hard to deal with. He's kind of high strung and, you know,
You would have to play catch up to be
yeah,
on his energetic level because he
yeah,
seems like he's kind of a little bit off the rails and has so much
he
energy
is.
to exert or whatever.
And he's a prankster. He'll do he'll do little pranks around the office.
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, so we were all at this like bowling alley pool hall place and I don't know, it was just interesting to see people in a social way, playing games and drinking and there are some really good bowlers. I didn't bowl any, but man, there were half a dozen or so that they were like really serious and going at it.
I have not bowled or played pool in a very long time, but I'm actually very good at both.
I hadn't played pool in a very long time, and there were whispers of it coming back, but I needed longer. I needed longer to practice. I didn't do
Mhm.
all that great, but I had fun.
Mhm. No, that's all that matters, and I think that's what the whole social thing to kind of like instead of like working all the time, there's also like this fun aspect of like
They have this mentality of we work hard and play hard. Their
which I
last
think is good.
their last outing was some go kart place with these electric go karts.
Mhm.
And they're still I wasn't there yet. They're still talking about that, how different ones were ramming the other ones with these go-karts and
That's
how
like
fast they
feeding
could go.
their inner child, you
Yeah.
know?
And these are like grown men, right?
Yeah. That's what it sounds like, you know? I think that's actually good. I think, from what I'm hearing, this work environment is 10 times better than your previous
Definitely.
place. So I think it's good, you
It
know?
is. And a good part of the week I work at home. So that for me mentally is very healthy. I like,
Mhm.
just being in my own environment to do my job. And I do like going in some, but I like the fact that I don't have to go in 5 days a week if I don't want to.
No, I think that sometimes you just need to go in when you feel like you need to go in and be there presently where it's easier to just, communicate to them in that way.
Yeah.
But if you can just work from home, for the most part and have that option, I think that's good too.
Yeah.
So
Our,
I think it's great.
my dogs, though, when I work at home, they are like toddlers. I mean, they want to be right in my lap at my desk. They want to look at
You
the
would have to
back.
kind of train them that you're on the computer. They have
Right.
to get off your lap. Like nobody's,
Right.
no, not you and not you. Both of you
Right.
guys are like off limits until this thing closes.
Right.
You can come to mama. It's just,
It's so cute. And then when I do get them down on the floor, they'll just like lay right at my feet.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luna has learned that she doesn't get to sit up here anymore. Like, so she's just off in her little space, and
Yeah.
like before she would always come, and now she's like whatever. Tommy comes to me more than Luna does. But she knows that when I'm off of the computer, then the
Right.
little bell like starts shaking and stuff.
Right.
And she knows that, is it done?
Is it our time?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So
important.
yeah, so she's trained, but like I've been working at home, so it's easier for me to do that. But I know that you can train them in that way.
Yeah. Sometimes I just keep them in their beds and let it be like a normal day as if I weren't here.
Mm-hmm.
And, but yeah, I think all in all, it, it's been a positive move. I think it'll be 6 months
Oh, have you
next
reached
week.
that point? Yeah.
I think next week is 6 months. Yeah.
So how do you feel? Like, do you feel like this
I
is
think
something?
it's a good fit. I mean, I'm going through like sort of a transition all around with career, and um, I'm at retirement age, but not going to retire. So it's the mind shift between not being at such an intense, stressful position like before, like I've
Mm-hmm.
done for many years. This is a lot less stress, um, and just that shift of dialing back is a transition for me. And I think it's positive. It's just kind of challenging.
Well, you can do other stuff, like you said, you had to tackle a corner in your house, so
Yeah.
it's fine. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be like cerebral, I think, because even for myself, like if I feel like I'm not like on the computer doing like my technical stuff, then I feel like I'm not doing enough. But sometimes when I just sit back and watch TV, like I feel balanced. So I think it would be okay.
I'm not sure what that means.
20 behind without my feed stop. Oh, there must be some bug going on with live, maybe.
Maybe
Hmm.
just the internet, just maybe just the broadband or bandwidth stuff.
I mean, it could be. I don't know. I've changed internet, but you can hear me fine, or am I dragging and delayed?
No, it's been working since you sort of reset.
Okay. Well, okie dokie. Well, I'm done, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it
I
never
think we've
slowed down. No.
addressed what's going on, and there's more detail at lionmountainhealing.com for the article for the new moon, Pisces new moon, and I'll get something together for the Libra full moon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's what, April Fools.
April 1st, yeah. My, how time flies.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Be planting vegetables here soon.
I was thinking about growing some, but I might kill them because the heat is so extreme. Like I would have to spend so much water just to keep it. But I've seen other people grow vegetables here and they look good.
So
So,
maybe just spend some study on soil enrichment,
mhm.
so that can help too when it's.
Well, I would have to buy like that plant, what is it, medicine that you put inside to keep it going. I don't know. But it
A
would be
lot
my
of
first time
people,
trying to grow here in a desert area. I don't know.
I've seen people cut off plastic bottles, and they have a
And
lid
throw it
off, and
upside down.
they fill that with water, and it slowly releases the water.
I don't know if I'm brave enough. I'm not feeling it because nothing's growing here in my eyes, and that could be a mental thing for me not even trying. Because I just think it's so hot here, and how could plants survive in this heat? Um,
Did the bottle thing work for you, Shabaka?
mm-hmm.
I've done it on a couple of container plants. I've never done it on a like large scale garden spot. But I have soaker hoses, and soaker hoses work great where I,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah, I have limited space, so I would need a bottle for my situation. Oh, she put a straw, a little extra bit to reach further. Okay, well, I mean, I might. I'm not sure. I have to be in the mood.
Well, it has been a challenging winter for sure. It has
Mm-hmm.
definitely been the ice age around here.
Oh, it's like fucking hell over here right now, and I don't know. I just, it's March for crying out loud. It's not even supposed to be like this hot, you know?
I know.
Uh,
All right. Well, we'll get together in a couple of weeks for our full moon. And this has been great. And I appreciate everybody's time and energy. It's been
yes,
great.
thank you again for being here with us today. And also, like, if anyone would like to book a reading with Lovely Sunny, you can visit her on her website at linemountainhealing.com. Let's see here. Here's the plants that are with dampness because they like the dry bottle thing will kill them. Yeah, well, I think everything.
Yes. Fun Friday. I like the Fridays.
Mm-hmm. Fun Friday. Yeah, let's make it fun. We're gonna watch that Full Monty.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Get some popcorn and butter.
Let me go find that thing right now. It's
Yeah.
exactly what the doctor ordered.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I'll see you later. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. And then we'll see you next
Bye
time.
bye.
All right. Bye bye. Bye. Yes, I will look for it. Let's see here. I don't know how to end this stream. Okay, honey. Have fun. You too.